offense will kick it away to start. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Looking for a productive play on first down. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. At the 40, there he goes. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down.
One of the things I love about this offense is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs.
Man, who says you can't run the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
Here comes Kentucky after picking up that first down. They'll try the run. Couldn't really get started there. Pickup of 1 to the 35.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last one.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9.
Gringo.
Give to the running back. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21. They'll line up for a 2nd down play.
Here we go.
The hand to the running back. They get him after he picked up 5 and got him inside the red zone down to the 16. The Wildcats want to pick up the tempo. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Early movement on the offense will push them back a bit. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. A run for the quarterback. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Toss sweep, trying to get it outside to the right. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Looking to pass. It's Dorsett. Get it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
And a really nice job by the defense winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And it's intercepted. A turnover from the defense.
This quarterback was having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on third down when the defense is expecting it, like you saw right there. They were ready. Coverage called, and they get the INT.
A first down for the offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Fires to the big fella. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
And here comes the offense on second down. Just going to keep it after the snap. And the Utes get it past the sticks. Backed up at the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Handoff from the shotgun. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field.
Going to throw it over the top of the D. Makes the grab inside the 30. There he goes down the right side. Touchdown, Utes! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they light up the scoreboard, covering 65 yards on that touchdown pass. The kickoff team out there set to boot it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Looking to throw, it's Dorsett. Finds his man down the middle. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
They'll leave it with him. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter.
Kentucky, 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Fires left. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Oh, and you'd love to have that play back if you're that defender. 3rd down, and you almost pick that off. That's a catch you need to make. If he catches that, that might be pick 6.
And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of bounce, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Pollack.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
They'll give it to him again. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the 4th quarter.
And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Turns it loose. Hauls it in. He's got 1st down yardage as they move it to the 44.
That is going to drive this defensive coordinator nuts. A lot of DCs, they focus a ton of energy on how their unit performs on 3rd down and in the red zone. If this defense gives up a couple more 3rd down conversions like that, they're going to be in for a very unpleasant film session on Monday.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Utah.
The Utes are flying down the field. Comes out throwing on 1st down. He'll pull it down and run. Those defenders were seeing red, and the quarterback felt it and got down quickly.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
They get him stopped after a pickup of 5 to the 28.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having the pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
The give to the tailback. Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just...
Touchdown, Utah! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
Utah, number 0, with the grab and
They'll try to add another to their lead.
the kicker off for the extra point.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out.
Kentucky, 0.
He'll return it. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Kentucky Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score. And he breaks into the open. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. Kentucky right back to the line.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that.
I know that wasn't a big, huge play, and everybody's not excited, and the fans aren't going crazy, but those are the plays that in the fourth quarter matter a lot. Again, making you tackle my back, making you feel the physicality of the football game throughout so you get tired and get worn down in the fourth quarter.
Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs.
2-9 Philly. 6-9-1. Gators bar.
Goes to the option. He'll toss it. Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs, but I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. Working his way and keeping those legs moving, picks up 5 down to the 14.
That didn't bust for a long one, but now third down becomes very manageable. It's not third in eternity. Now the whole playbook, short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Bully ball on 3rd and short. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
They're not into 3s. They want 6s, and to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Gets it out quickly. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Able to pick up a couple on first down, 2nd and 8 from their own 27. Caught in the backfield, it's Brown. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
They'll try to get it through the air. Quickly out to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come over.
They'll throw it on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Lions. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Flying down the left side. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Utes!
Number 0.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
Kicker is on for the extra
And
point.
with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Texas Tech is currently trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Patrick Mahomes, and they are right back in this. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to San Diego State. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Makes his connection.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Looking for a man. It's Dorsett. Coming after him. Still on his feet at the 45. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping him.
He's looking to throw it. Got his man downfield. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
The Wildcats getting set on 1st and 10.
Easy. Griffin.
He wants to throw. They're trying to get to it. This time they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that first down. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. They'll go 5 wide on 2nd and 8.
Longer.
He's looking to throw. Getting some heat. Keeps looking downfield. And he scurries out of bounds and wisely avoids taking the big hit.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Wants to throw. It's Dorsett. Had to get rid of it quickly.
3rd and short in college football today. You see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
And the try is no good. And after the miss, it's still a 14-point game. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Corner's going to give them room. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Utah 41, Kentucky.
And the Wildcats will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Murphy. He's got great speed. He's got an alley. He's going to get loose. They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
You know, you we just went into half and we drew up all these adjustments, things we got to do differently to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the second half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
They're lining up to kick it off, full of momentum after housing that last kickoff. And he's coming out of the end zone. Running through contact. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a high level.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. 5 wide receiver formation on 2nd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Dorsett. Back open in the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Discards a man. At the 45, on its way. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They think they can create space here with a run to the right. The expressway is wide open. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Kentucky.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Kentucky, 14.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. The give to the back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Makes the grab. It's Washington. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
They're going to ride this running back. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that now, what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Here they come to try it again on 2nd and 10 from the 29. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Yeah, and you use these running backs so much in the passing game now, and you expect him to make those plays for you, to make those big explosive plays out of the backfield. Just got to make sure he concentrates and see that ball come in.
Shoots it to the left. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. Missed the field goal, but still a 2-touchdown lead at 14.
28, Kentucky, 14.
Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive.
Oh, look out. There he goes. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Woods.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
How quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
Knocked down after a pickup of 6, and they're trying to impose their will in the red zone. Ball's at the 13. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. It's a draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they try to go with the draw out of the shotgun, but just way too much penetration allowed up front. That defensive line just took that play over.
They get off the rock really fast, get in the backfield. The offensive linemen are supposed to push them upfield. Quarterback's got to sell it. Not anything really in that play in sync, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Quick strike complete. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
Really nice job there as the quarterback. Reading coverage, he knew exactly where to go with the football and at what exact time. The timing could not have been better. They get the completion on third down, setting up first and goal.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Kentucky.
Can the D deny them on second and goal?
Check, check.
They'll run it to the left here, looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats! You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
He'll bring it out. It's Murphy. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
First and 10.
Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Now on first down from the 28.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Utah 28, Kentucky 21.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the left. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
They've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
Quarterback now breaking the field. He'll get rid of it. Got his man. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. And the Utes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the ground. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Coming out on second down, trying to put this one away. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
At the 34-yard line.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. This quarterback part of their running game.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Pulls it and fires to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you can tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that run.
On third down, he drops to throw. Moving out of the pocket. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
And it's right down the boulevard. And that will extend their lead even further. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. They'll try the right side. At midfield, he's got room. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
A little screen to the running back. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down. You want to talk about building a drive around a guy, first on the ground and now using him in the passing game.
And you get so much bang for your buck because you can split him out wide. You can fake it to him and throw it. This is a guy that really stretches the field and makes you decide how you want to defend him. A linebacker, a safety, whatever it is, it's usually not good enough when he's receiving the ball out of the backfield.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, you're bringing all these tight ends in the game. You'd like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, and everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting the field.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Cincinnati is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in the Queen City for some time. They're up by 32 over the Astronauts. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. Pressure coming. Trying to escape and get it himself. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Brings up 2nd down.
Now on 2nd down. Smart move to keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
Just gashing this defense, a big gainer to the 40-yard line.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right, or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
They go to the ground. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And this guy really has been a workhorse today. He's made plays when his offense has needed them the most. He's a guy who's reliable. They know they can turn around, give him the football, and he'll go make things work out. And they're going to need him to finish this game. He has to continue playing well after that big run there.
No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. The pull and throw off the RPO. Touchdown, Utah! And once he got loose, it was all over. They add on to this lead, and it looks as if they'll be moving to 2-0. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. They're lining up to boot it away.
Utah 38, Kentucky 24.
From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make it.
A deep throw as the clock winds down. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, we've got a chance at a finish.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Dropping back, it's Dorsett. Now he's going to break the pocket. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They've got enough time to get another score, but they have to get the ball back on this onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Utah has it back in the offense coming onto the field. Final seconds of the game. They can just take a knee and eliminate all of the drama.
And you're exhaling, too, at this point, because this was a hard-fought football game, David. It could have gone either way. At the end, it was this team that made the most plays, made the fewest mistakes, and they've earned this victory formation.
And by the way, there's nothing more frustrating in the world than playing defense when they take knees. Like, it's a helpless feeling. There's nothing you can do. You have so much rage inside you. You just want to hit somebody so hard, and they're just taking a knee, and you just got to take the L.
They'll run it to the right side. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Utes will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. They'll bring him down. The clock is at 0, and that is how this one will wrap up. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses in this game. It was no different.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports.